Welcome back to another episode of the $1 Million Body Podcast, the intersection of physical success, time, freedom, and adventure. I'm your host, Coach Nate. This is Juicy Cheeks joining me.
Juicy J.
Juicy
C, yeah.
Juicy C in the building.
Cheeks don't start with J.
AKA Mr. Geo Storm, AKA the double Grand Dam.
The Grand Prix.
Grand Prix.
Yep. Grand Dam, those are crappy cars.
Yeah, the Grand Prix is so much better. A lot of people are like, wow, that's a collector's car.
It really is.
Yeah.
If it works, but yeah.
When it works.
Yeah,
it's rare, but it's good still.
Yeah.
So we're going live today because we're talking about something really important, which is 7 reasons you're not losing weight. Now, a lot of people tell me like, hey, I've been tracking my calories. I've been eating enough protein. I've been going to the gym.
It's not enough. I mean, clearly they're not doing it right.
That's the old way.
Because they're missing something. They're doing all that and still not getting results, right?
They're missing something.
Something's not working. That's why we're here today to tell them.
Yeah. But I was trying to approach this with a lot of like just really tactical tips, something you could take home right away and start implementing.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be good to we're going to say some, really dial in today.
Yeah. So bring a notepad to this one. You're going to want to take a lot of notes.
You're going to have to listen up.
Yeah. Bookmark this.
Yes.
Send it to your Aunt Carol.
Probably listen to it every day.
Every day.
There's so much content in this.
There's going to be a lot of content.
They're not going to be able to take it all in at once.
No, we literally.
I can't take it all in at once.
I barely can.
Yeah.
I outlined this episode it had to have been 2-3 minutes.
Absolutely.
5 days. I'm sorry, days, weeks of effort, slaving away, research, just PubMed articles.
You guys get the benefit of all the research we've been doing. A lot of research online.
Can I tell you real quickly though, before we get into this, that like the one thing that I really don't like about wearing masks is that it puts this kink in my beard for like 24 hours.
Is it the mask that does that?
Yeah, it's the mask. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays when I drop off Ren, I wear a mask to drop her off, and it's a little kink in my
beard. Is it
beard.
A permanent kink?
Well, it's a 24-hour kink until I wash it again. I've been showering every 24 hours. That's kind of been a thing for me this year.
Every 24 hours?
Ish. Every day. I've been trying to get one in a day. That's like a 2022
every day
goal.
Showering sounds exhausting.
I brush my teeth every day too.
And I don't have hair. Like I'm bald, and that sounds exhausting.
Well, I don't wash this hair every single day. You high?
Yeah, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, okay.
Sorry.
That was
back to the content.
Let's get back to
that we promised the people.
We promised the people content. Okay. We want to deliver the content.
Right.
And if we didn't deliver the content, then honestly, why even listen?
My name's not Juicy Cheeks, then.
If I don't deliver the content, then my name's not Juicy Cheeks.
My name's not Juicy Cheeks.
That's a lifestyle right there. All right.
I mean, people can live it.
You want to kick us off? Number one reason people are not losing weight. Just hit them with it.
Dude. Oh, this one. I mean, we're coming up with a hard one right off. Okay. Well, seriously though, I think the number one, they're not taking weight loss gummies.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure
it's weight loss gummies. They're not taking those apple cider vinegar gummies.
Gummy worms, gummy bears, gummy fish,
gummy rings.
You
got to have the weight
Sour
loss
Patch gummies,
the weight loss ones.
Yeah, because people might get confused. They might think just gummy bears.
No, we don't want them to get confused. That's why we're doing this podcast.
It's weight loss
for clarity.
Gummies, insert whatever. I don't even care if it's gummy. I don't have an answer. Yeah, gummy sharks. I was gonna say gummy kids, but I was like, that doesn't exist. It's usually just gummy bears and gummy worms, right?
I don't know. There's gummy sharks. There's
gummy Flintstones. I was thinking Flintstones. That's what I was thinking.
There's those really gross like orange slices that used to be in the candy aisle, and you're like, who buys these? Also, who buys circus peanuts? You know what I'm talking about? Like the candy circus peanuts.
I do not buy circus peanuts. But if they're weight loss,
but if they're working, then that's the key.
Damn right, I'm buying that.
I'm buying all of them.
And they should buy that too.
Right? By the way, can I say that the one weight loss gummy that I think is really effective is the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, which causes a complete evacuation of everything downstairs.
Dude, it's so important. Like that thing works so well. They don't even have to advertise themselves as weight loss gummies.
No.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, you just spend the next 24 hours.
They just know that if you're going to eat it, you're going to lose weight. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
That's how good, and that's how good this podcast is. Yeah. Tactical knowledge.
But yeah, number one, weight loss gummies. Not enough weight loss gummies in people's lives.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
I don't think I've ever come across a client that started taking weight loss gummies and didn't see results. Are you? Can you say that as well?
Yeah, and not only the results, but long-term sustainable results. People are always like, "Wow, I started these gummy worms. I started taking the apple cider vinegar gummies, and my life completely changed." Right. I've heard it. If I've heard it once, I heard it 1,000 times.
It's funny. I don't know about you, but when I tell someone, we need to get you on some weight loss gummy or gummies, they're always like, Kyle, gummies. And I don't want to eat gummies. I want to eat chicken and broccoli. I say, hey, you do what you got to do to lose the weight.
That's right.
Okay. And I don't want to hear this chicken and broccoli stuff. Get your ass eating some gummies.
More.
Why is that so hard to understand? But that people fight it.
Yeah. They don't realize that on the plate, you need one, like a fist size of protein, a cup full of vegetables, and then 2 cupfuls of gummies every dinner.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. I mean, like, I feel like this, like, if you're not convinced thoroughly by now, then you're never going to be. So let's go to the next one. Number 2 thing. Can't. Number 2. Have you detoxed your body using tea recently?
Like detox tea.
Have you done a detox tea yet? Because if you haven't, wow.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life if you haven't been on Instagram and bought detox tea?
Because here's how you know it works.
That's where it comes from, right?
Because when you see someone who's like, shoulder day, and then they're holding up a detox tea.
That's true.
Like, that's how you know it works.
You know it works.
Yeah, you can just tell because of the way of the pose.
And what's funny is you also know they haven't taken that detox tea with that pose, because if they did that pose after the detox tea, you'd see a lot of brown.
Yeah.
You would see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like how good it is, though.
That's right.
You can tell how important or how vital something is, or how potent. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Right? How strong. What am I looking for? How like just, I don't know, the visceral, the power of
powerful.
It. Yeah, the visceral. That's a good word. By the color of your butt cheeks through your yoga pants or your gym shorts, guys included. You know what I'm saying? If there's no brown back there, then you ain't trying hard enough.
Wow, this went.
You know what I mean, though?
I mean,
detox teas.
The $1 Million Body Podcast does not condone shitting yourself in the gym. We do not. Juicy Cheeks is speaking for himself here. This is not a condone. If you're going to detox tea, you better sit this one out. And if you're going to detox tea and Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, you better just stay home for the weekend, because
it's true.
I'm
just saying, if you're doing it, you're probably not taking pictures like, showing me.
That's right. That's fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not doing that because
you should also really avoid heavy deadlifts after a detox tea.
Oof. Yeah. Oof. But if I had to choose detox tea or heavy deadlifts, I'm choosing detox tea every day, all day.
Well, if you want to have something effective,
yeah, exactly.
If you want to be fit,
deadlifts are for the birds.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and then you can always tell if the detox tea is effective by if the person who's promoting it is skinny.
True. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Clearly, if they're skinny, then it's working.
That's working. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't want to just say like, oh, like when I was 22, I was like, my diet consisted of like, cigarettes and vodka sodas, and I was skinny. Like, I don't want to say that, because that's not fair to detox teas.
It's really not.
I got all my exercise from walking home from the bars really drunk.
Yeah. No,
and I was skinny.
That's a very good point.
I ate Jack in the Box tacos every single night, but I was skinny. But it was I don't want to detract from the power of the detox teas.
Causation and correlation are two different things.
Yeah, and it's
clearly
it's impossible to know which one is which.
It's impossible. That's why you just kind of just do the detoxing.
That's right.
But also, people don't realize like tea is like what, like an Eastern.
Oh yeah,
right?
That's a good point.
Eastern power. Like you always hear about these. I don't know what you call them. People who are all about like very smart people. And they're teas, and they're always like teas, more teas. So I'm like, well, clearly they know the power of teas.
Yeah.
So why not drink a detox tea? Like, it's probably proven by monks and
probably
people. Like, they love that.
You're gonna want to skip.
And they're all skinny.
Western medicine and go straight to teas.
It's all teas.
Yeah.
Everything. I think we can just wrap it up now. If we had to. Everything is
tea
cured by tea. But
yep.
We got plenty more to talk about.
We got plenty more. Okay, hit them with the next one.
Teas and gummies.
What are they missing? What's a reason they're not losing weight?
One reason that's causing a lot of people to hold on to belly fat in the stubborn areas is because they're not doing skinny wraps.
Yep.
Right?
It works.
Seriously, skinny wraps.
If you put more wraps on your body, or I'll even throw a waist trainer in there.
Oh my God.
If you're not using a waist,
game over.
Wrap it up again. It's guaranteed weight loss.
And it's right. I know you sweat a lot and it might stink a little bit, but it's the amount of fat you will lose in your problem areas for skinny wraps.
Oh,
why would you not do it?
How could you not?
I got a skinny wrap on right now. You just don't know it because I got this covering it.
Yeah.
All the time, actually. I sleep with a skinny wrap.
I put skinny wraps on my arms so that way they look skinnier.
See, that's the power of skinny wraps.
Powerful.
I don't know why people are so adverse to them.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're like, man, my neck, you just wrap that up. Put a neck waist trainer.
You can put skinny wraps.
Jawline issues, wrap your face up, walk around like that. People know that you're into fitness.
Right. And they know you're serious.
They know you're serious. Yeah.
And
So
like, know what you're doing.
So like, oh, you're like, oh, I've been walking a lot, drinking a lot of water. Have you been using skinny wraps though?
I always start there.
You got to start there.
I go, they tell me what they're doing to hit their problem areas. I go, yeah, well, let's start here first. Have you tried skinny wraps?
Yeah.
And some people do. I go, okay, good job. You got that part of the way. Some people go, oh, Kyle, that doesn't work. And I go, excuse me?
Excuse me?
Yeah, I go, excuse me?
Have you seen
what
Instagram?
Do you mean, how does that not work? Yeah, wow. Instagram tells me it's killer, and it does. Okay, Instagram ain't lying to me.
No, how could a hot girl with a bunch of followers on Instagram lie to you?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think Kim Kardashian does it, right? Mm-hmm. The Kardashians, no, they're like waist trainers.
I mean, think about it. She's dating Pete Davidson. Yeah. What a catch!
Dude, small waist, big butts. Like clearly, the waist trainer did that, right?
The waist trainer did that. It wasn't plastic surgery.
Right. I don't know why people can't see this. It's glaring in their face.
It's obvious.
What they should be doing. People find it. I don't know why.
And by the way, I just want to say, like, hey. Like, yes, you should probably be doing like 1 or 2 of these, but if you did all of them at the same time, that's even better. So that's what I'm going to bring us to number 4. You're not doing enough HIIT training, high intensity interval training. You need to be absolutely destroyed every time you leave the gym. If you don't get scraped off the ground with a shovel, then it's like, wow, did you even care?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. It's so true. Like if you're going to your workouts and actually can like talk on the phone afterwards or hold your phone.
Yeah. Or drive.
Yeah.
Or be available for your family.
Back. Right. You have to Uber there and back. Seriously, if you're not killing yourself.
Is it even a commitment?
Right. I ask some people all the time. Like, come on, you have a little more in you. Even if they're crawling out from the gym in the party, I go, how? You have more left in you. You didn't give me your all.
Why don't you lunge? Why don't you lunge to your car?
Why don't you lunge to your car?
If you cared.
I can't believe it. They always try to fight back. I'm so tired.
Yeah, can I just do some cardio? No. You don't need to. You need to do some ball slams because that mimics ball slams in real life.
It mimics like when you go to the fair and you have to punch to get the top.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called, but that's kind of what it mimics.
The hammer slammer.
You always need to be training for that because you never know when you're in a moment to impress someone.
A carny.
Correct. If you try and impress a carny,
yeah.
All you can and they're gonna be like, holy crap.
Look how good he did.
I don't know what it's called. He hit it so good, it dinged at the top.
Yeah.
Right? We're always going to get prepared for that. And I don't understand why people are not prepared for that.
Yeah. So I think that not only 7 days a week of HIIT training, but if you could do 2 days, 16 days of HIIT training in 1 week. More is better.
And probably go for a run after the training.
Yeah.
Right?
If you cared, you would.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people don't even put that work in.
It's like they think, oh, recovery. Oh, I build muscle while I'm sleeping, while I'm recovering. No, you also don't build it during HIIT. But if you cared, you would do more HIIT.
I tell people, are you trying to gain muscle? Or you're trying to lose fat. That's what I thought.
Are you trying to?
That's what I thought.
Put that waist trainer on. Let's do some more HIIT. That's it.
Get those gummies.
Number 5, bro. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one that
comes with metabolism.
Yeah, I mean, metabolism is very important, right?
Lots of people talking about it.
Everyone's a hot topic. The only way to make that metabolism work for you is to eat as much as you can throughout the day, right? Because a lot of people just aren't eating enough during the day. Wouldn't you say that?
I would 100% agree because you don't want to get into starvation mode.
No, we want to be the opposite of starvation mode.
Yeah, you need to be eating way more.
Exactly.
And honestly, some people are not getting enough calories. So you need to be getting really highly processed calories that can digest fast. Something in
quick.
Yeah. Bread.
Absolutely. Bread, chips,
gummies. That brings us back to the gummies.
It always comes. I told you. First one. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have chips, you better put a little mayo on there.
Well, yeah, you have to make sure your body's not starving.
It's the calories.
Because if you're not getting enough, we all know this to be true. If your body thinks it's not getting enough food and by even a calorie, it shuts down.
That's right. Shuts completely down.
Shuts down. And instead goes, we're going to start gaining weight.
That's why you see all these,
that's why you eat more.
All these refugees who haven't had any food in a while and they're all obese.
Right. Because they just stopped eating.
Can I say that on the internet?
I don't know, but I know what you're trying to get at.
I feel like
I wish people could understand.
I'm inching closer to being canceled.
It's exactly, but it's important to understand, like, you know, we see those and we go, wow, there's so many overweight refugees or people coming from third world countries without food. And I go, that's so sad.
It makes a lot of sense though.
Right,
Starvation
that's why they're
mode
overweight.
is real. Yeah.
Right. Because they just are not eating enough.
Yeah.
They need to eat more.
If they just had some more queso, they'd be skinny.
Right.
Right.
That's science, right?
It's science. And that really leads me to the next one, which is you're probably not eating enough times during the day. Like a lot of people say, okay, eating 6 times to boost your metabolic furnace. Those are rookie numbers. You need to pump those numbers up. 16 times per day is the new thing. And if you're not paying attention to the new science, listen, I read like 27 different blogs from people. I don't think they were in shape, but like I read a bunch of blogs and they all said, stoke your metabolic furnace, eat more times.
I think I read that same blog. Yeah, I did. The same blog said the same thing. I concurred the same outcome that
I also concurred the same outcome.
Yeah, you have to eat more
times
throughout the day, right?
Eat more food, eat more times.
Didn't science at one point say like eat every 2 hours, keep your metabolism going?
Well, no, that was Metrics,
that was
the supplement company that said that was like trying to sell protein.
Right.
And so they were like, eat 3 times and then have 3 protein shakes 6 times per day. They're like, we're going to sell more protein. That's like, I see what you're doing. That's stupid. Like that's a scheme from the industry, and we're here to protect you from it. Instead, you need to be eating 8 times per day and have 8 protein shakes.
Right. Because if
6 is good.
And I never understood that. You know, when I first learned this, I was like, wow, so you're telling me 2 or 3 hours, my metabolism gets revved up. I remember thinking like, what happens if I eat every minute?
What happens if you don't ever stop eating?
What if I don't stop eating?
Yeah.
Then my metabolism doesn't stop working.
You know what, yo? You don't even have to eat. You could just be drinking Coke all day long. Keep that metabolism running hot. Think about it.
That's like next level tactics.
You
wouldn't think people are ready for that tactic.
I mean, it's kind of like, if you take it to its logical conclusion.
Right. That's a good point.
Cherry Coke all day long. Metabolism.
Yeah, we should write a blog about
that. We should write a book about that.
It's true. That's a good point.
It's amazing how much science we discover just talking to each other without looking at any research. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I don't think they understand that we're developing new science just sitting here.
Science is easy.
Science is easy. And it's kind of whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I've learned from the last 2 years is science, follow the money, and also it's not real, and also birds are from the government. So
right. I mean, we get our weather from a damn rodent.
Yeah. Well, right? did Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow?
Actually, I don't know. Did he see a shadow? Are we getting 6 more weeks?
I'd assume so. It was chilly today.
That makes sense, because if he sees a shadow, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I got these weather patterns for you.
That's science. Yeah, people with weather patterns. That's old.
That's old science.
That's old science.
The new science is groundhogs. The new science is 16 meals per day.
Right. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like people's like, okay, it's calories in versus calories out. Okay, did you even check if Mercury was in retrograde? Did you even look? Do you even care?
Right. And the fact that some people are like, what's Mercury retrograde? Tells me everything I need to know.
That's it right there. Well, if you didn't adjust your calories to accommodate Mercury being in Gatorade, it's like, what are
you doing in life? Don't even talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Why are we sitting here in a nutrition consult? I mean, I'll tell people, I say, why am I here in a nutrition consult when you don't even have the basis of Mercury retrograde figured out? And they look at me and go, they start crying usually. Yeah, usually, which is good because I want them to cry.
If they don't cry during a nutrition consult,
sometimes burns fat.
That's right.
That people don't realize.
People will say sweat is fat crying.
Yeah,
crying is fat.
Crying is also
fat crying.
So my goal is to get them crying. Right. So
you burn a lot more calories through shame than through happiness.
Well,
that's actually science. I just invented today.
Yeah, we learned that. Yeah, that's 100%. That's why you always shame anyone and everyone as much as you can.
Yes,
because you're doing it for their good.
Yes,
right.
Count that.
Right.
The last thing. You want to go to the last?
It kind of sums up everything we've been talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like most people are just not doing enough research on their own on the internet.
It's like, when is the last time you read a blog? When is the last time you watched 10 YouTube videos in a row that are all different about fitness and nutrition?
Right.
Like, how can you ever?
Yeah. Or I'd even say not just the internet, like Netflix. When's the last nutrition documentary you watched on Netflix?
What the Health? Forks Over Knives.
Keto one.
Yep. Something about supplements.
There's probably a Mercury retrograde on there. We just didn't see that one.
I know. I watched. I did the research.
That's right.
I did the research.
Yeah. So if you're not watching enough nutrition documentaries or researching on the internet, come on, man, you're not really even trying.
You're not trying.
Right?
Like people are like, oh, I should turn off YouTube and go for a run. No.
That's the stupidest thing you could do.
The dumbest thing.
You need more information.
Way more.
And you need conflicting information so you can determine your own thoughts.
Well,
we need multiple information so we can make up our own thought, right?
I mean,
which usually means I just whatever the last video I watched.
That's right. I think that like the more information you have, the greater the mental confusion is the greater the muscle confusion. Have you thought about that? God. Just bringing it home right here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mental confusion is muscle confusion.
Yeah, and everyone knows
muscle confusion
is like when you're like, hey, you don't even know what day it is. Biceps, they're like, holy shit, let's grow.
Right. That is science, though.
God,
that is science. Muscle confusion.
Well, this whole podcast has been 100% science.
Clearly, because we're very science-based people.
Yeah.
I hope people understand that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've in your podcast in the past, you laid the foundation that you were very science.
Yeah.
Technical based. Okay, good. Yeah. Well, then they understand that we're very science.
Last two podcasts, I've just been reading out of the dictionary
of science.
Science dictionary. Sciencepedia.
You got to do more research on that.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, once you get off on this, go do some more research on the internet. Go watch more documentaries on Netflix. You'll be better off for it.
Way better off. Yeah, because the more confused you are, the more calories you burn, the more weight loss you get. Everyone knows.
Yeah. I mean, those are 7 reasons that you are probably not getting told why you're not losing weight, right?
And a lot of people aren't bold enough to tell you these things. That's why you come here for the hard-hitting truths.
Right. Right. I mean, I think that's very valuable. I mean, that alone. This podcast is worth every bit of it because of those 7 reasons.
Yeah. And if you don't like this podcast, I'm going to give you 100% of your money back. Yeah. And then I'm going to send you a couple of links for some videos you should check out.
Always.
You
should have every email you send off to a client. You always
15
have
new
15
links.
different YouTube links on.
Yeah. And then all my blogs from 2011 on, where I was like, this is a little bit different from what I think now, but like, you're probably going to want to read and adopt both things.
If you getting to read a blog from a .health
website,
that just legitimately seems
yeah,
you don't even question it.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? So anyway,
well, I hope this is helpful for you.
Yeah, hope you guys can implement those 7 things.
So Kyle.
Yes.
I don't know if
who's
I'm sorry, Juicy C.
There we go, Juicy C.
I'm not sure if you noticed or not. The last few minutes have been slightly, I don't know, we'll call it sarcastic.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Borderline.
Yeah, borderline.
But I think that like we're just sitting here talking about all the reasons or the things that people bring up to us that are like, what about this? Or what about that? Or what, like, is this the reason am I not eating enough? Am I in starvation mode? Am I not eating enough times per day? And the answer is no.
Right.
The answer is no. It's so much more simple than the supplement industry, Instagram, the internet makes this seem, right? $1 Million Body Program is great. It's a great way of losing weight. There's paleo is great. Whole30 is great. Tracking your calories is great. Doing macros, Mediterranean diet. These are all great things. Okay. Sometimes they are a little bit conflicting, but at the end of the day, what are the really important things?
Well, first off, getting control of your calories, right?
Calories in versus calories out.
Calories in versus calories out. You can't escape it.
You can't.
I know people try.
So you can either drop your calories or you can raise your output. Those are 2 options. Okay. There are some hormonal things at play here, but for 99% of people, those don't make.
You want to speak to the majority.
Yep.
There's always going to be someone with some issues here and there.
You got to get enough protein.
That's absolutely.
You got to get enough protein, because if you're not getting enough protein, you're not going to build muscle. That's it. Period. End of story. So get enough protein. Try to get about as many grams as you want to weigh per day.
But what about kidney problems with protein, right? What about that? I read a blog where they said if I eat too much protein, I'll have kidney issues.
You read a blog about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. So, for the most part, kidney issues are fine from protein.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's been proven multiple times throughout.
So the blog was wrong.
Yeah. Imagine that. Unless you already have existing kidney issues, you only have 1 kidney, you're on dialysis, then check with your doctor. Obviously.
Right. Obviously.
But other than that, no kidney issues.
Protein's fine.
Protein issues. You might be snacking too much.
Right.
If you're, again, going back to the calories in versus calories out, right? Like that's it. Like you're either getting too many calories or not enough movement. Those are the only 2 things that really matter. But protein's important. Snacking too much can be detrimental, can keep you in digestive state. It doesn't boost your metabolism. That's That's hog shit.
That's
Hogwash. Sorry for swearing. It's hogwash. That's pish posh hogwash. And then you're probably not walking enough. Again, going back to the output, and you're probably not sleeping enough. Those are like the real reasons. Those are, I think, 4 reasons that I think people don't actually lose weight. Okay. Or you just haven't done it for long enough. You know, everyone's trying to sell you a 21-day fix, a cleanse, some sort of system. But like at the end of the day, you start looking at this in terms of like a 3-year or a 5-year process. You look at it like with that length, then at that point, people are going to look at you and be like, how did you do it? That's amazing. You were so inspirational. But if you keep trying to be like, how much weight can I lose in 21 days? Do you think I can get like beach ready before April? I got a cruise coming up. You're always going to be putting yourself like in a position where you're not ever having the long-term goals. And if you keep watching videos called 7 reasons you're not losing weight.
Yeah, you're probably not going to lose weight. The irony of this video, I think that's what we talked about making this podcast. Like, 7 reasons why you're not losing weight. Is that the title of this podcast, right? The irony is those 7 reasons is probably why most people aren't losing, because they're going to look for other information on 7 reasons why they're not losing weight.
And just trying too many things,
Right.
People are always talked about, like these guys who are hard gainers can't gain what muscle. It's so hard losing stuff. I'm like, well, what workout you doing? They're like, well, started doing German volume training. Last week I was doing small log squats.
Right.
This week before that, I was doing a bunch of HIIT training. Like, you haven't stayed with anything long enough to see results.
Right. It's a commitment process.
It's a process. It takes a minute. And the sooner you can realize, hey, this takes a minute, the sooner you're going to be on your way. Okay. You keep looking for the shortcuts. You keep looking for the hacks. You're going to find yourself in the same spot week after week, day after day, or you'll drop the weight, you'll gain it right back. So turn this podcast off. Go walk, sleep a little bit more, hug your kids,
go make good choices.
Hug your mom, text your mom, tell you love her.
Oof,
that's a good one. That's a reason you're not losing weight. You don't text your mom enough.
Ooh, yeah,
you heard it here first.
That's a good one right there.
All right.
I think that sums it up, right?
That sums it up.
I hope people didn't really take our podcast serious and they start getting weight loss companies. If you do that, you have more issues, right?
Yeah.
Don't do
if you turn this off at the 15-minute mark, I'm genuinely sorry for the emotional hardships I've caused you. Later.